Hey, what's up, guys? DrFeelGood here, back again with another video prescription. And this would be a part 2 of the Nintendo Switch battery life. The reason why is because I've been hearing more bitching, moaning, and complaining about how the battery life, when it's used as a portable, sucks. I've been seeing folks saying it's completely unacceptable. It's trash, it's garbage. It doesn't make any sense. Cell phones last longer, iPads and other tablets last longer. Okay, so let's examine this objectively, as I always do. I'm going to give you guys some real perspective. How many of you have a 3DS or new 3DS? I'm pretty sure it's plenty. It's about 60, 70 million, I believe, right now. All right. I have both. I have a new 3DS XL and a 3DS XL. Okay. Now, according to my research, and I could be a little off, but the new 3DS XL has a battery life of 3 to 6 hours, whereas the 3DS XL is about, I believe, 3 to 8 hours, depending on the game. So, now we know that the resolution of most of the games on the 3DS is roughly 360p, 240p, or whatever with the dual screens. And although there are some phenomenal games on the 3DS, such as the Xenoblade Chronicles port, new Dragon Quest games, certainly Fire Emblem, and there are other games out there such as Luigi's Ghost Mansion, Dark Moon. These are phenomenal games, and the least you'll get out of these games off the battery will be roughly 3 hours. And these are handhelds. These are games specifically designed for handhelds. So it's a handheld experience. Now, some of you may argue that some of these could be console games, and I would agree, but that's a different topic for a different day. But 3DS, 3 to 6 hours typically. And according to Nintendo, I mean, they make the damn thing, the battery life of the Switch is 2.5 to 6.5 hours. So let's just say 3 to 6 hours. So we have a home console that has the option to be completely portable, that plays console experiences on par, if not slightly above, the Wii U. Breath of the Wild is the primary example here. It's on both systems. It was made for the Wii U and ported to the Switch. The Switch runs at a higher resolution. All right? You mean to tell me that this home console that can then be pulled out the base and act as a handheld has essentially the same battery life as a new 3DS XL, 3 to 6 hours? And some of you are bitching about this. Let me ask you a question. How long does your PS4 or Xbox One battery last when in portable mode? I'll wait. No, probably not, because I'll die of asphyxiation, lack of oxygen. But seriously, this device has essentially the same battery life as their own handheld, yet it plays full-blown console experiences, meaning you're not playing games in 360p. The minimum is going to be 720p up to 1080p, right? the games will be running at 30 to 60 frames per second. These are games that would not fit on a 3DS cartridge. All right? Breath of the Wild certainly isn't. Mario Kart 8 isn't. So, I have to ask, what are you comparing it to? What are you comparing it to? Let's say, worst case scenario, it lasted 2 hours. Let's say Nintendo came out and said, yeah, it'll last at least 2 hours. If they said 2 to 3 hours, we're talking about full console experiences on the go. And if you want, this system can be completely portable for you if you want. Just buy yourself a USB-C, charging cable, and you never have to use a docking station ever. You really don't. And this is while the Switch tablet itself is responsible for charging the Joy-Cons. So with the Joy-Cons attached and running Breath of the Wild, they got 3 hours out of this thing in portable mode. That's amazing. I wonder how long it would go if you didn't have the Joy-Cons attached. Since it's responsible for charging them, the tablet is. I need you guys to sit down and think before you speak. Look at things objectively. 3 hours of battery life for any major handheld device that has to run complex apps, highly intensive apps. That's a good thing. And I know some of you may be saying, well, I have a Galaxy, Note 5 and, it lasts about 8 hours and that's a 2K screen resolution, blah, blah, blah. Okay, I want you to go to Netflix and I want you to stream a movie in high definition using LTE. And I want to see that after watching this 2-hour movie, if you still have roughly, 3 hours of battery life left. And keep in mind, all you're doing is watching a movie. There is no AI being processed. There's no AI processing. There's no anti-aliasing. There is no V-Sync. None of this is going on in the background. You're just streaming content. This device is actually having to process the content and output it to a screen. So, let me know when your iPad can do more than just play Angry Birds for 8 hours. Let me know. Let me see how long your iPad or your Galaxy tablets last when you actually put in The Witcher 3 if it was on it. Let me know. 3 to 6 hours. At the maximum output they're claiming, essentially the Switch lasts longer than a playthrough or the Order 1886. And yes, I am trolling, but it's a fact. 5-hour game, up to 6-hour battery life. Hey, I'm just saying, let's put things into perspective. Let's be objective. For a full console experience on the go to last 3+ hours, you're not missing anything. That's actually great. That's great. But anyway, this is DrFeelGood. Let me know what you think in the comments. And as I always say, keep it gaming.